Hey, people, you might have started to try to watch this movie, and I took it down because for some reason my compressor cut it off. I'm going to try it again. My last several movies have been pretty long, so I thought I'd try to make a shorter one here. But this last movie, 30 minutes, it's a good one, don't miss it. It's about the Crimson Cross. But Julie Booley had said fiat. He gave me a new definition for fiat, meaning coming out of nothing. And that's like our paper dollar. Back in the day, and it said on the dollar that this is good for $1 worth of United States silver. But nowadays, it's just this fiat is a legal tender. It ain't got no backing, coming out of nothing. And I would have just ignored that, but the Spirit of God had led me to look into this some more. The fiat obla, like obligated, oblatio, the gentium, the Gentiles accept, and that's what it's talking about. And this fiat is you're obligated for the Gentiles to accept. Your money is no longer backed by silver or gold, but you are obligated to accept it. And you see in the Google translation of the Latin, so that the offering of the Gentiles may be accepted, and what fiat obla may be obligated and obliged, all coming from the same word, obla, happy to, the gentum accept. And this interpretation here, ov, of, and ligio, to bind, you are of bound, you have to accept. Obligate, make liable, to restrain, impede, to tie or fasten, bind together. You will accept. So not may be accepted, you are obliged, you will accept. And I just accidentally run into that when I was wanting to look at this line 19 in the Latin. I was looking more into this word, me crime is on us tie of, or from the crimson is tie of. It comes up 15 times like this in the New Testament. And here, it's from cry this, and they'll interpret this as a day, but it's the Shem, it's the name or on. The names are the days. From cry this name or on. And one day, and over the Jews, the day of his, from cry this name here on. And I saw this in Romans 15:19 here, and the cycle, the circle, the cycle from the cry to a lyricum, a cycle to cry a lyricum, that's a song that goes around. That's the chorus that everybody knows, it goes around in a cycle, and we get to from the cry to the lyric of, that everybody knows. And so it looks like this. I pulled it off, and so I could put it lined up and put it beside the Latin, get a better idea what's going on. And so it looks like this. Here's the Latin on top. And it repeats this in the power twice. And in the power is in do name. To name they. In to name they. And so in ancient Egypt, this is the names. It's all the power wore the names on their head. You knew the royal headdress. The names are the power. And if you ever ask this guy his name, he is going to dance around a whole Bible. He's going to tell you a whole bunch of shit, but he's never going to tell you his name. Because names are power. He didn't want to give you his power. Once you got his name, you got his power. And so, into name his come, H-E-I-H-I, his come they on. Into a name is come they on, what a rat on, what tells off. And so in the ancient Hebrew it wasn't names, it was digi, it was a Jew, it was a number value. In the virtue, the sign aurum, it prodigum, the prodi is to fore, And a prodigy would be the what's most important, a prodigy. And the prodigum, and for a digorium, a digi, the fish, a number, an equivalent. An equivalent in proportion. It's still the same, still says the same thing, but smaller, a fish. And into name his come they on, what a rat on, what he told off. Into name, in hip, H-I-P, the hip, the knowing, and the hip in whom at as. And this just wasn't in there. They had to add this in there to make it match the King James. Into name hip, into name knowing in whom at as. In knowing whose name. The power of the Spirit of God is into knowing the names. Who, to hip, to knowing whom at as. Know which one. And astum hap. Astum, H-A-P, hap of. And astum hap, and just so happened to ask, and astum hap of. And the year of Zulcum, the Y-E-R-O-V-S, the year of Zulcum. And so, a carousel, Roussel, to go around the Roussel, and the year goes around, and the year of Zulcum, and cycle, and cyclum the cry to, and why a lyric, and the double L reads as a L-I-U-R, and why lyric of a people, P-E-P-L-E is people, the same as steeple is a E-P-L-E, eeple, and so you start that with a P, and that's a people. Have fully proclaimed the gospel, and the people, and roll, the K followed by the E is a L, and the people roll, nay, not. The people roll not to. Who, E-U is a W-H-O, who, and this is your word angel. You see it right here, A-N-G-E-L, spelt with a double G. Like I say, I ain't figured out exactly when they read this G as an N, but I see it comes after several different vowels, or after the H, they read the first G as an N. So always when I see that Greek G or the Hebrew G, I try it both ways. Of the people roll not to, who angelion, to the angel yon, the day to which rised of. To which, the U and the X is a W-C-H, to which rise to. Into names come they on, what a rat on. Into names hip in whom at as. And astum hap of arousal come. And cycle from the crit, the C-H-R-I-T, the crit of, those are the hidden things. And cycle from the crit of, illyric of. And illy is, I-L-L is illy, is too much of. I'm feeling ill, that's just too much. Illyric of people roll not to who angel the day to which rise to. And so when I say angel, I mean angle. I mean the prodigiorium, the wonders. And it's an angle. All the astrologers, they're working on all the angles. Into name is come they on, what to rat on. Into name hip in whom it as. And I didn't catch this, but the O-I, this is reading as a H, and astum hap, here of all come, and cycle, from cry to why, a lyric of. And people roll not, people roll nay to, who angelion, who the angle yon, a period of light, a day, a touch, T-O-U-C-H, the touch rise to. And so I'm going to cut this off here. Good day.